Hey y'all. Happy Sunday. I hope that y'all are enjoying y'all weekend. Look, I'm coming on with a little girl talk with y'all, a little girl chat for a minute while my food is cooking. Cause somebody was talking, one of my clients was saying in the salon the other day that, oh, it's cuffing season. I'm like, girl, I'm not getting cuffed this season. Okay, I was cuffed last season and I'm good on it, right? But it made me think today, like how a lot of women are always trying to prove themselves to a man or always doing stuff for a man. And it's like, here's a tip for you this season. If you are going to be getting cuffed or whatever the case may be, is that don't be doing stuff for free for people, for these dudes. Like, no, like, ain't no way. Like, I'm not, everything is transactional. I gotta be getting something to be giving something. And I'm just talking about period. I'm not just talking about sex. I know where y'all mind going. No, period. It's just like, no, like when I was married, I'm on the payroll. Like, yeah, send me something. And you want me to do anything else, send me, I'm gonna need something. Like I remember even when we divorced, me and my ex divorced. Like he was trying to ask me to help him do stuff, and like I was still finna be facilitating stuff for him, and I'm just like, well, put me on the payroll. Like I'm not getting paid for this, I'm not doing it. No, I don't work for free. So all I would say is, baby, if you want you to do something like cooking, that's something that a lot of men like to eat. A lot of men, they be wanting on a plate. But I'm not, Like, you can at least get a man that will at least, or deal with a man, whether y'all friends or whatever, pay you for the plate that you giving him. Like, I've done that before. This guy was talking to him. We was never, like, in a relationship or nothing, but we was talking and, you know, kicking it a little bit. And, yeah, like, he wanted me to cook something, and I was like, okay, because I think he had probably tasted some of my food on Thanksgiving. That's what it was. Because I had cooked. And yeah, he was like, oh, I want you to cook something for me, because he found out I knew how to cook. And he was like, oh, I want you to cook something for me. And I was like, okay. And so he gave me the money to buy the food. Excuse that, y'all. That's my instant burning. He gave me the money to buy the food. And yeah, he paid me for cooking the food for him. Like, even my ex-fiance, like, oh my God, I miss him, by the way. Gotta put that out there. I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute why, because, baby, it's nothing like a man with confidence. Nothing like that. I love that. But, even him, yeah, like, he would buy the food. Like, we was together, like, we would go grocery shopping together. He was like, come on, let's go grocery shopping. Like, he handled his business, like, he done bought so much, even in my kitchen, because I restarted over and relocated and everything like it's new. I got my manifested, my white kitchen, like everything is new. But so I really didn't have much. You know, it's just me and my 11-year-old daughter. I don't eat that much and cook as often like that. But I know how to cook, right? I did all that cooking and hosting and stuff in my past life. So yeah, he bought a whole bunch of kitchen accessories and kitchen stuff, pots, pans. He would buy that stuff, you know. So it's not like I'm giving something for nothing, you know. That's a lot of energy, and as women, how we are, we gonna start, whenever you don't get what you want, whenever we don't get what we want, we start thinking about all the stuff that we're doing, right? Well, if you don't do things without any reciprocation or without there being a give and take, if you don't do that, then yeah, so it's just like if a guy asks you to do something, just say no. Period. And if he's gonna get mad and he ain't gonna like you no more and he don't want to talk to you no more, so what? Move along. Cause baby, this right here, this next phase, this next chapter is living single. Okay, I can't be tied up with no one person because it's too much out for me to get. It's too much for me. And a lot of times, one guy would just come and get in the way. Like for me, a guy would love to just get in my way. Because he knows the world is waiting for me. He knows I can have anything that I want. So the only type of guy that would be able to lock me down would be one who's willing and ready to give me whatever I want. You live to make me happy. You do not want to make me unhappy. Right? And that's period. It is no thing about what I'm going to do and whether I'm going to reciprocate. You getting a whole lot. You get what I'm saying? Nobody got to tell me how to be no woman. But it is a man's job to prove himself worthy. It is his job to not get the prize without winning the game. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And so that was my thought that I have for y'all, because again, I'm living single. It's the best feeling for me because I've always been in a relationship. And so I know how to be in a relationship, right? But a lot of people don't know how to be in a relationship. And a lot of people have gotten into relationships because maybe they want to give it a try. Like I had one guy I was talking to for a little bit like that. But yeah, it's just living single, you know, and single is not a bad thing. But it's like, it's so many people who want to be in a relationship. And I feel like it's a lot of work that needs to be done. And so at the end of the day, if you want to be in a relationship, you want to know how to be in a relationship, how to stay in a healthy relationship, how to be healthy, and how you show up in the relationship. Not what somebody else is doing, because as women, we have to understand that we still hold the power when it comes down to certain things. So you got to be able to know how to get what you want ultimately out of a man. Like, that's how I stayed married so long. I knew how to get what I wanted out of him. Like, I knew that. Ultimately, we divorced because he would not give me the one thing that I wanted the most, was for him to stop drinking. And he couldn't do it, because then we go into everything so deep now, because now it's an addiction, and now it's this, and now it's that. And now it's a serious thing where you're abusing alcohol, so now you think you're finna abuse me, and I'm just supposed to take it because I'm your wife. And that wasn't the life that I was about to live. And so it does cost to be single. You gotta be willing to pay for yourself. That's what a bad bitch is. Period. You gotta be willing to do it. And now that I think about it, that's so sad that some women are still just chasing a man with a bag. Because what's always been most attractive is a woman who have her own and can hold her own down. You know, I was talking to some young girls in the salon. They were talking about, oh, why should I date him if he can't get my hair done and my nails done? Baby, that's already should be something you do. Like, I always had my hair done and my nails done. I don't expect him to do that for me. If he want to give me money to do it, okay, fine. But that's not a necessity that I would place upon a guy, because that's going to happen with or without him. That's a womanly thing. That's a you thing. That's what you bring. That's sexy. That's the attraction. If you don't never have your hair done without him giving you the money for it, that's going to be unattractive. Like, that's unattractive to say to a guy, can I get money to get my hair done? Because now he's assuming that if he don't give you the money, you can't get your hair done. Is that what you saying, sis? Think about it. No. Like, I work. I've always worked. So even when I met my high school sweetheart before we married, like, I worked. He knew I worked. I went to work. You know what I'm saying? And so that's relevant because after we divorced, he was explaining to me, like, yeah, like, he been with some bum bitches. Like, they don't work. They don't. And I'm like, dang, for real? You going through that. Going through some motion. Well. Well, all I would say is some of this up, it's cuffing season. And I am not getting cuffed. And at the end of the day, do not be giving out your services and your time and your energy for free. Please. Make him put you on the payroll and make him reciprocate and make him do work. He got to work for you. Period. He should not be able to get you for free. It ain't never been free. We not talking about no selling yourself and all this. No, we're talking about stepping up to the plate. Like, the reason why there's pee and poop in the dating pool is because women are not living up to a standard. It's like you will let anybody talk to you. Anybody. You will get anybody the time of the day now. It's like, I don't like him, but okay, I'm going to go anyways. I'm going to talk anyways. Like, no, don't entertain him. If he ain't your type, you already know out the gate, leave it alone and keep it pushing. Stop wasting time and energy. Because if you a baddie, then he going to be like, ooh, look what I got. Ooh, look how I got. And even with my ex-fiance, like, I was attracted to him. And it wasn't just about his looks. He wasn't no ugly guy. But he wasn't like some fine whoever, I don't even know who, because people are people, right? It was more so his aura about himself. Like, he was so confident. Like, ooh, and then the way he just grabbed me and just, would just grab me and just hold me and, you know what I mean? And just that real man. It's not that he demands respect, he gets respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, how he handled himself, how he moved, how he thought. It was just all of that. And, and I know, like, sometimes he be like, dang, how I got you. Like, girl, you fine. Like, and even though he was confident in himself, I still know that I would see that insecurity sometimes within himself, too. Because you are older or whatever the case may be. And you don't look all that good. But baby, everything was good. But see, he messed up because, I will tell y'all this, hold on, let me put this out. He messed up because ultimately, right? I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Hold on, I got to stir my meatballs. I'm making me a meatball sub. I think these done. I don't want them to be real soft. So really quick. So he messed up because he wanted to be on a dating site. Right? He wanted to be on a dating site. And I'm not gonna tolerate that. No. I'm not gonna tolerate that because, for one, I don't even play that. Like, when I was like, that was a deal breaker for me within my marriage. Like, he already knew the minute you mess with somebody else, it's over. So I never had fidelity issues within my marriage. Because he already knew. Like, okay, if you with another, you can go be with her. Then that's what you want. That's what you want. That's why when we separated and I literally found out that he was like dealing with somebody else, like when we had that whole moment, he didn't want to tell me. He didn't want to admit the truth to me because he already knew I wasn't going to want him no more, because that would make me lose attraction for you. You are attracted. I'm attracted to you as long as you is for me. It ain't nobody else. The minute this one came, this one, because it ain't many that's on my level, and it's just like, that's just how I am. Right? But I could have played the game even after I found out he was on the dating site, and I could have acted like I didn't know, and I could have just sat on the information and still just played and let him do for me and all this and that. But that's not where I'm at in my life. That's not where I was at in my life. I don't want to play no games. I've been already played the game for 10 years in a marriage like that wasn't all what I wanted it to be cracked up to be. So I'm not going to play with you. Because when I play, no. Because see, I found him on it. That was the second time I found him on it. That's when I was just like, I'm done. But the first time I found you on it, I already spazzed out on you. You seeing, you kind of like, dang, T, chill and all this and that. It's just like, listen, ain't no chill. Ain't no chill. See, you don't want. See, I didn't want to be the person I would have had to be. So you got to look at that. Who will you have to be if you stay with this person? Like, who I would have had to be staying with him? Yeah, no, cause I can't fake it. I can't fake the funk. I could never fake the funk. So when I found it the second time, I'm like, I know he probably still on this. He ain't never get off. So I went, checked that phone and seen it and made my play. And was like, that's it. Because, yeah, one thing I'm gonna need, if I'm gonna be wearing your ring and, you know, like that, then I'm gonna need your undivided attention. I'm gonna need your loyalty to me. I'm never going to be in a relationship with anybody and be in the dark about things. Nah, I'm gonna need honesty. Period. If you can't be honest with me, we can't be together. We could be cool, maybe, but don't never, you know, don't let people come into you like acting like they want to be in a relationship with you, and then they're not living up to what they're supposed to be living up to in the relationship. That's ultimately, again, another reason why I got divorced. You don't get to have a wife, and I got to live up to being a wife, your wife, and not be a husband, and you not live up to being a husband. Like, make it make sense. But I'm glad I got to tap on with y'all. Y'all stay tapped in with me. This is going to be my personal blog over here. And that's what it's going to be all about, living single. I'll come tap on with y'all whenever I can, because I do live in raw moments. But we're going to be pulling the camera out, and we're going to be bringing y'all a little bit into my world. I also do self-development coaching, so y'all can tap in for that as well. I also do natural hair care as well as lock maintenance. And yeah, y'all can visit tshirleystyles.com if y'all need some of that hair care in Orlando or Atlanta. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.